We've known about it for a week now, but today it was official. CHL President Dan McKenzie and the Memorial Cup itself are in Kelowna and here at Prospera Place to celebrate Kelowna winning their bid to host the 2026 Memorial Cup.
The Rockets were one of 5 clubs alongside the Spokane Chiefs, the Brandon Wheat Kings, the Lethbridge Hurricanes, and the Medicine Hat Tigers to submit bids to host the 2026 Memorial Cup. The bid committee looked at 4 areas of performance for each bid city: business operations, hockey operations, infrastructure, and theme, legacy, community impact. It was through consistently high scores in each of these areas that Kelowna won the bid. Given the importance of infrastructure, today's announcement wouldn't have been possible without the City of Kelowna stepping up and committing to upgrade Prospera Place and the efforts of Mayor Tom Dias and City Manager Doug Gilchrist.
Numerous times when we go around this community, we hear individuals reference what happened in 2004, that it is ingrained in their as one of those events, one of those things that happened. And I know 2026 will be the same for members of our community. Economic development is one of Council's top priorities, and hosting events like this Memorial Cup sets the stage for immense benefits across the city and across the region. We'll see a surge in tourism with visitors from across the country filling the hotels and restaurants. Our local businesses will thrive with the increased activity and energy downtown. And ultimately, I know Dan had mentioned the economic impact of last year's, but ultimately we're assuming and expecting that there'll be an economic impact of over $30 million for Kelowna and the Okanagan region, which will be a huge win for everyone.
So what does it mean for this year's Kelowna Rockets? Owner and general manager Bruce Hamilton doesn't rule out the possibility of some star players being traded away to improve the team's prospects in 2026.
Well, there'd be potential for that, but you need to have a partner to dance with in order to do that. And, I still have a lot of confidence in our hockey club this year. And I have a real good understanding, clear understanding, because we were well down this path in 2020 to building a team out for that. And this time we've got 2 trade deadlines to go through and giving, 18 months of recruiting. And it was brought up earlier about the NCAA, the lay of the land has changed and our access to players is even better today than it was last week this time. So I'm not worried about that at all. Matter of fact, that's what I really enjoy the challenge of, is building the team out that we're going to get. And I understand their responsibility for sure and fully planned to do it. So I'm not worried about that.
It was a really fun process, and as was mentioned, we had a lot to build on, but we knew we had to, make sure that knowing that there was 5 cities competing, we had to make sure we had all the elements in the bid that would be successful. Very intense process because the timelines were tight, but as was mentioned, we had a great group of people to call on and really exciting, and now we transition to delivering, and we get to build out the greater partnership that's going to be delivered. There are, we have great support here, throughout the city with Festivals Kelowna, Tourism Kelowna, the city, all those organizations. And so the events and things, this is, a hockey tournament, but we're going to surround it with community experience and engagement across our community. So involving alumni, the youth through our school systems, First Nations, the military, a family zone, a fan zone, a whole celebration of the events along Bernard. City's going to close off Bernard, and we're going to have a core zone along Bernard. So all those, we're going to just make it a great experience, and we put in our bid, it's all here. So it's community and all of the community coming together. It's the experience that we're going to deliver, and it's hockey. And, so we can't forget the hockey's the linchpin and the most important part of it. But we're going to make this an event that engages the total community.
So the same crew that won the bid for Kelowna to host the event now become the event organizing committee. And there's a lot of work to be done between now and the time the puck drops in May of 2026.
We don't just report the news. We live here too. We're your neighbors, bringing you stories that matter to all of us. No government funding, no outside influence. Kelowna Now, local, independent. News you can trust.